I'm a 40+ educational content creator here on YouTube, and I've more than doubled my subscribers to over 1,200. Not a huge number, but I'm definitely sure this is why. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different than my normal because I'm going to show you my content flow and how I produce one piece of content every single day, and I plan on doing that for the rest of this year. So things start here in vidIQ. What I do is I come over to I want a video that, and then I give it the basic idea. And I'm not going to waste a bunch of time, but basically I give it the idea of what I want, and I ask it to give me a hook, and I ask it to give me a title that scores well. You're looking for a title that's somewhere around 85 to 100 as what they call a clear winner. Now, the only way that this is possible for your channel is if you have hooked your YouTube channel to vidIQ, and I also hook it to another tool that I use inside of the school platform. But I get the idea, and then once I have the idea, if I look at it and I like that the script is pretty much on, and look, I ad-lib all the time. Sometimes I have to use the script just because I want to stay on track and I don't want the video to be too long. But I'll take this and then I will copy everything minus the video descriptions, and then I will plug that into ChatGPT. Then I will say, here is my script, come up with images that will go with this script. Well, if you've watched any of my videos, I have a specific style of font and colors because I want bright colors. I want big, bold headlines. I don't want tons of stuff on my images. But then you can see, you can take one that you're happy with, and then anytime you have to make new images, whenever you say to it, I want images for this script, but I want them in this style. All you have to do is download one of the images from a video where you had your overlays and you were happy with them, and then it will create all of those for you. And then once it does, it gives me a basic idea of where they should happen. And if you look at my last video, even though it was shorter than this, all of these overlays went in this style. Now, if it wasn't for my overlays being loaded into eCam, I wouldn't be able to do this. I would have to hire somebody, hire an editor. And look, can you do this in Loom? Absolutely, you can do this in Loom. But the problem with Loom is everybody's stuff looks the same. So again, I use chat on vidIQ. I tell it, here's my idea, give me a script. And what it'll do is it will use the keywords necessary to hit the right people. Then you're going to give it a title. Then I'm going to plug that into GPT, because personally, I love Claude for analysis thinking, but I don't love Claude for creating images. I love GPT for creating images. Once all of that is done, then I download these images into my eCam, because once I download them into eCam, then I can do this. I can pull them up at any time that I want, right? I can pull them up, and then I can have them disappear, and then I can have them go on top of one another. And these are all things that I built, and then I put them as backgrounds inside of my eCam. And by the way, if you want to try eCam, you can get a 14-day free trial. I will put a link for my affiliate inside of this. I've only been using this for a handful of months now, but it's like having a TV studio right at your fingertips with a Mac. It does only work with Mac, I will tell you that. But what it does is it allows you to come up with these images, and it keeps people engaged because you're going from scene to scene to scene to scene. If you want to know how you could use this to teach something and then create a school community and then put your content inside of there, by the way, this is fantastic for lives. And I'm only using maybe a tenth of the possibilities. So if you have any questions on any of this, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. But it has just changed my video game. It is upped the level. I have had so many people in my community as well as outside my community tell me that my video has gone to the nth level. And you can look at the last 5 or 6 videos that I've done, and you can see that my production values have stepped way up, and it doesn't take that long. It is creating that image in ChatGPT is what takes a little bit of time. But once you get that stuff in there and you get the timing down of how you use these different tools, it is a piece of cake, and it is a lot of fun because you get to get really creative. And the very last thing that I do is I go back to vidIQ and I have it create me a thumbnail because I am not good at thumbnails. I don't like creating thumbnails. And this one actually creates some pretty good ones. And once you do about 4 or 5, if you plan on having your face in your thumbnails, it does a pretty good job. It knows how to use the right fonts. It puts fonts in different colors, so it knows how to get your video to stick out. And the more you do, the more it learns. And you can tell it if you don't like a certain pose, tell it you don't want that pose, and it will recreate for you. And the nice thing about using an AI to do this type of stuff, it doesn't get mad when you ask for edit after edit after edit after edit until you get it how you want, because it's AI. It doesn't know any better. But the more you switch things up, the more detail you give it, the more tasks you give it, the better your thumbnails turn out. And you can see from videos that I was doing 5 or 6 months ago, as opposed to the videos I'm doing now, these thumbnails are night and day. And then that ends the recording process. Now, if you want, I'll be happy to make another video that will show you how I edit using CapCut so you can do it really quickly. But it is very simple and it makes the editing process a breeze. If you liked this video and you liked what I taught you, because I'm making these every single day, and if it wasn't for eCam, I couldn't make them every single day because I just wouldn't have the bandwidth to do it. Subscribe, like, comment, and even share this channel with somebody else you know who might be struggling through their creation journey. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.